OzoneTCG, we're here with.
Nicholas.
And what did you do?
I went X2 with Marincess in the 3v3.
Oh, man. Well, unfortunate that we didn't top, but, sometimes things are out of everyone's control.
Yeah, I mean, we did lose at table 1 the last round, but hey, it happens.
Well, let's get into the deck profile.
So I played 3 Blue Tang. It's like the best one to start with because it just gives you an extender and a free card basically most of the time. 3 Pask. It's just another name. Summons 1. The graveyard effect's pretty crazy to be honest. 3 Seahorse. This whole deck's like 1 card extenders, so just keep playing them. 3 Spring Girl. Just another extender. The effect that burns cool in time. The one time I went to try to do it, it didn't even matter because my match was a draw, and yeah, we had 2 draws and a win, so it just counted, so it didn't really matter. And I missed, so. But yeah, card was cool. Sleepy Maiden. I didn't really like this card when I first played this deck, but the effect to equip Camouflage, especially when you want to go for dives instead of the field spell, so that's cool. And for the hand traps, I played 3 Ash, 3 Effect Veiler, 3 Nibiru. These just seem like the most impactful and the most generic. Every time I resolve Nib, I didn't really draw this card often, to be honest. Same with Effect Veiler. But every time I did draw these, I just won. I played against a sprayed cash player around 8, and yeah, he just played into Nib, and I just won me the game. And then I nibbed a Despia player a couple times, and then yeah, my deck just generates too much advantage, and their deck can't beat Nib through it. But they try to play through it, but they don't. And they clear this, and they just don't end on enough to play through what I have. And then I play 3 Silent Mining because yeah, this card says I add any card to my hand. And I play these 6. The idea was I was gonna play against Cash all day, and I just wanted to have outs to their whole board. Turns out they just always go as a Rise or past the little Forbidden Lance. But to be fair, I did beat that deck. I played it 4 times in the tournament. I went 3-1. I didn't really draw this card often, but the one time I did draw it, it did win me the game. I guess I drew it twice. One day 1 and one day 2. Because I sided out a lot. Yeah, day 1, I played against a Cash player, and I went first, and I booked 2 of his monsters. He just kind of lost on the spot. And then the second time, the guy tried to play through it, but he just didn't have enough. And I cleared his field. Eclipse was pretty good. Them getting a draw, though, does kind of suck ass, but it's whatever. I had an Ash, that sucked. And then every other time, it kind of got Forbidden Lance, so. I guess that was only 1 match, though. And then I played 2 Desires, 2 Dive. Pot of Greed's broken. Against Cash, you can just side this out. If you're going second, basically, because you're just not gonna have a deck to play with afterwards. Especially, but most people just go Rise or Pass, so it's kind of weird. And then Dive, I kind of wanted to play 3, but there just really wasn't anything I wanted to cut for a 3rd. It's kind of like this is one of the best new cards when this deck got its support, because it just solves this deck issue of having a good extender. It makes the Angel so much better. And then the Field Spell just makes all your guys big. People always think this card makes your cards unaffected, but I don't play Crystal Heart. And then I played 3 Imperm. Yeah, it's Imperm, it's just another hand trap. There's nothing really to say about it, to be honest. It was good. And Wave, which is, no one knows what any of my cards did, so no one even knew what this did. So
Big Eye Steel.
Yeah, someone tried to, he summoned Fenrir, attacked, well, he entered battle phase. I waved it because early in the tournament, someone tried to play around it with Book of Moon, so this time I just had to start battle phase. I waved it. He didn't know I could activate it from hand, even though he read the card on my turn. Then later that turn, he summoned Big Eye and tried to take my Aqua Argonaut, but it was unaffected by card effects, so that was funny. And then for my extra deck, there's this is the most standard thing ever. 2 Blue Slug, 2 Sea Angel. These are just your 1 card links that get you all the free cards you could ever ask for. Splash Mage, I didn't get it with once, so that was cool, but this is an out to that. It's just another way to play. It gets a free monster. Same with Area. It's helps you clear Nibiru tokens or just random crap. And then I played 2 Coral and Enemy. It's just, yeah, it's the best link because it's Monster Reborn on top of adding back any card. Coral Triangles, when you go first and they clear your field, which most of the time they do because you don't really end on that much. This is like the best recovery because it just summons this back with like Sea Angel, and it just gives you so much off of one card. And yeah, no one knows what this like. No one even realizes this has a graveyard effect, so it's kind of just funny. Marble Rock is cool because it's just generic, like 2 waters, so you can make it with area or like Splash Mage, so that's cool. And then for the Link Force, I play Zeolantis, Bubble Reef, and Aqua Argonaut. I've made both of these. I tried it in an Aqua Argonaut if I can, but if I couldn't, I had to go for Bubble Reef with Wave in hand. And normally I like to go for this turn 1. If this gets broken, I can summon Aqua. I can summon Bubble Reef and then summon Aqua Argonaut back off by banishing off like Spring Girl or its own effect, or I guess not its own effect, mainly off of Spring Girl. And then I summon Zeolantis here. And then Zeolantis is pretty cool since I waterlock myself. I can like just like blink the field basically, or whatever one it says. But I didn't really use that effect. I actually used the co-linked effect the whole tournament. I used that like 3 or 4 times, which basically lets me pop some cards. And everyone was shocked that it has that effect because apparently no one uses it. So that was cool. And then last but not least, I played Bahama Shark and Toad. I made this pretty frequently just to help make my board slowly better since I don't really end on that much. And for my side deck, it's pretty, this is probably the worst part of my deck. I played these. Sometimes my deck just has problems like clearing things, so I thought these were cool. I didn't draw. I never sided Infinite, and then never drew pink. I played Cosmic for like. I was scared of Runic, Labyrinth, and just like all random back row decks. So this card was. I played against Sky Striker. This card was cool, but it's not like it really won me the match. 3D Barrier. I never actually put this card in because every time I played against Despia, or I guess I put it in, I just never drew it. Maybe. I don't know. I never drew the card or activated it. That's all I remember. 3 evenly matched. This card was actually pretty bad because they just leave the rise card and I can't beat it. So it's kind of funny. And if I go evenly and they like chain lands, I can't like chain book because then they keep 2 cards. And if I shotgun book, they chain land. So it's just like no way to beat that. And it goes to match. It won me the one time I drew it. It won me the match against Kashtira. So yeah, that was cool. And yeah, that's my deck list. Yeah.
Do you have any final words, final shout-outs? Any, well, first of all, why'd you choose to play Marincess?
I just thought I had like a decent matchup into like most decks since, like, especially like Despia, you just like play lots of hand traps and like they can't really clear all your interactions. And I thought this had a decent Kashtira matchup, but like in testing, like the day of, I guess like the Friday of, I was getting my ass beat by the boy behind the camera. But apparently, if I go first, I can. I went 3-1. I won 3 out of 4. So I guess that's not really that bad. But I still think this deck has a really bad cash mashup. So maybe this wasn't the right choice. But hindsight's 2020. And yeah, that was the main reason. I don't know. No one knows what my cards did. That helped won me a lot of games too. So that's like something to think about. But that shouldn't ever be the reason you pick a deck.
Yeah, any final shout-outs, words, remarks?
Shout out Lyric and Clay for being my teammates. They were great teammates. Shout out OzoneTCG for helping me, like, theory and all this other crap and everything else. And shout out the rest of the people I'm staying with and making this a fun trip.
Well, thank you, and OzoneTCG signing off.